Hi, I'm Akshat, and I will be presenting the project Assessing Nutritional Awareness and Applying Preventative Health Guidelines to Address Type 2 Diabetes. The incidence of type 2 diabetes has been rising over the last few decades. We conducted a quality improvement project to increase diabetes literacy of adults in the Cedar Valley area. This intervention was applied to 50 individuals. Our protocol included both an evidence-based questionnaire as well as an educational campaign. The questionnaire assessed participants' knowledge on caloric content of common food items by asking them to estimate the calories in a can of soda, an apple, among other food items. Second, knowledge on caloric expenditure with physical activity by asking participants to estimate the calories burnt by half an hour of walking, running, and swimming. Third, knowledge on the health complications of diabetes, which was assessed by asking participants to indicate which organs diabetes can affect. And finally, the questionnaire assessed participants' knowledge of their own risk of diabetes. The participants were asked to state their risk factors for diabetes, their family history, their weight, whether it was above their goal, and whether they were generally active for 30 minutes a day. In addition to the questionnaire, our protocol included a nutrition education campaign that directed participants to accessible health resources. For diabetes management guidelines, this included the American Diabetes Association's web resources, as well as the US government's dietary guidelines for Americans. For personal nutrition tracking tools, participants were directed to the MyFitnessPal and Lose It apps. In our results, we see that, for example, for the can of soda, there was a wide range of estimations given by participants, and only about 32% fell into the correct estimation range, and somewhat surprisingly, a large amount of participants overestimated the number of calories in a can of soda. But overall, this demonstrates misinformation about the amount of calories in common food items like a can of soda. And then for the exercise, the example given is that only 34% of participants correctly estimated the amount of calories burnt by running for 30 minutes, and a significant amount overestimated the amount of calories that half an hour of running would burn. Participants were more successful in identifying the complications of diabetes, where all participants were able to correctly identify the heart, eyes, and feet as organs affected by diabetes, and the majority also identified the skin and brain as affected by diabetes. But perhaps the most notable result was that 82% of participants overestimated the calories burnt by activity overall, whereas 78% of participants underestimated the calories in the food items. Less than 40% of participants were aware if they themselves were at increased risk for diabetes. So overall, participants overestimated their calories burnt by exercise, but underestimated their calorie intake from food. These together explain why some participants were gaining weight without understanding the reason why. After providing feedback to participants, including tools to better monitor nutrition, this project's results demonstrated improvement in diabetes literacy and hopes to improve access to healthcare services and public health.